What's going down, everybody? It's your boy, That Guy Mile High, tuning back in for another reaction. This time we got one of them Mr. Nightmare bangers. This one's called Scary Videos Caught on Ring Cameras Volume 4. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Well, before we jump into that, we got to give a big shout out to all the members first, like we always do. You dig what I'm saying? We got Keith, Christy, Funny Farm, Manly, Misty Summers, Sniper, Trey 420, Driver Thoughts, Ryan Parks, Kara Marie, Carrie, Mr. Pay It Forward, Happy Chick, Epic Service, Lynn Willow, Holla Girl Taylor, Holla Boy, Marla, Diesel, Nick, Creative Insane, Nicole, Aaron, Mama Dukes, Robin Lynn, Amy Jane Doe, Liz, Nugget, My Hood Life, and Gary Willis. Appreciate you guys for being members. If you guys want to get shouted out in all the videos, the lives, take advantage of some perks like these people did that I just shouted out, think about hitting that join button down below. And if not, if none of that fits your fancy, just do it the free 99 way, baby. There's a free 99 way. Subscribe, bell notification. You know what I'm saying? Free 99. Who don't like free 99? There's no excuses. Anyways, let's jump into this video and see what's going down. Excuse me. Let's go.
The man you're looking at is 56-year-old Stephen Groves. For 2 whole years, Groves has been harassing his disabled neighbor Stephen Persad and his caretakers.
Why?
The harassment has been caught on Persad's Ring doorbell camera multiple times. In some clips, he's seen taking a screwdriver to the device, trying to clip its wires.
What is his problem?
In another clip, he's seen scrawling on the lens with a marker to no effect. And in these instances, whacking the device with a hammer or broom handle.
What the fuck is wrong with this dude?
The reason behind the man's attacks on his neighbor's property are unknown. Over the past 6 months, Groves has been convicted of 3 charges of harassment against Persad and has been put on a curfew and ordered to pay compensation for damages to Persad's property. Stephen Persad's niece is terrified for her uncle, having stated this is affecting her mental health, and she's scared that Groves may have intentions to harm her uncle. The restraining order that was put into place is clearly having no effect, as Groves is still harassing Persad. On top of the restraining order, Groves has been put on an electric tag for the better part of a year and was also ordered 20 weeks of rehabilitation. Police don't seem to be able or willing to do anything more to help, considering this has already been taken to court and Groves has been convicted multiple times, leaving Persad in a very vulnerable spot.
Oh, that's what you get!
The crazy can be seen in this man's eyes, and it's understandable for Persad and his niece to be losing sleep over this.
Bro,
this is a clearly dangerous,
why can't you
unstable
take him to
man.
jail?
It may escalate from just attacking Persad's property to actually attacking him.
Why can't they kick?
This next video was recorded in an unknown area at a late hour in the night. 2 hooded, suspicious-looking individuals, one wearing a mask, approach a man's front door, and when he answers, the woman pretends that her car broke down and she needs to borrow a phone.
Why is there a random ass song playing in there? We don't want that. That's copyright.
Car broke down and y'all.
Okay, hold on.
Hello, do y'all have a phone I can use? My car broke down and y'all's the only one that got a light on.
We don't.
You don't?
It's like playing a fucking song in underneath the audio. We don't want to get copyrighted. What the hell? It was hella trying to be.
The man's first mistake is opening the door at this
Facts.
hour to 2 hooded individuals, being that his Ring camera would have allowed him to check who's at the door before opening it. Instead of opening the door, if he felt the need to respond to the people at his front door, he could have and should have used the voice feature on his Ring device to ask who they were and what they need. Instead, the man opens the door, and while admittedly he knew better than to agree to let them use a phone,
We don't.
You don't?
Sorry.
opening the door in the first place was a mistake, as the man in the yellow hoodie and mask took the opportunity to rush the door with a gun after taking one last look to the right to check for witnesses. Luckily, the homeowner slammed the door shut just in time, and the two would-be assailants fled the scene. In this case, the
lucky.
homeowner saved himself from robbery and danger just
Hell
by the skin of his
that
teeth.
shit is luck.
And hopefully
right
learned
there.
to check who's at his door before answering.
Look, man, when y'all got the Ring cameras, like, use it. Like, I just don't, that shit makes no sense when people have Ring cameras and don't use them. Like, I know it's second nature to just go to the door, but even when you go to the door, like, you have your little, you know, your peephole, all that. You could talk through the door. Shit, you could have went to the window. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things you could have did before opening the door specifically.
If you've seen any of my other videos about doorbell camera footage,
we've seen this
then you'd
one.
know the importance of checking your surroundings before unlocking and opening your door, especially depending on the area in which you live. In this video taken by the Ring doorbell camera of TikToker Jojo Ramirez, you see just how close she and her child were from danger, and how the only thing between her and a creepy man was her front door, which she locked with only seconds to spare.
Go shower really fast. I need you to go shower. Please, Daniel. Who's that?
Bruh, it's like a
Who is that? Get out of here. Get out of here. There's a guy outside. Look.
What makes this scary is that it
just
shows
stood
how
there.
most of us in our day-to-day lives fail to realize how, at any moment, your life could be put in danger by someone else. In this case, Jojo had picked up her child and they were just getting home, having a typical mother-son argument of sorts. You can hear her son Daniel complain that he's tired, and Jojo responds, "I need you to shower really fast."
Go shower really fast. I need you to go shower.
A normal moment in which a mother would have her guard down in the assumed safety of her own property. The creepy man at the front door then tries the door handle, alerting Jojo that someone was at the front door, and you can hear her respond in an alarmed voice, "Who is that? Get out of here."
Who is that? Get out of here.
She then exclaims to her son, "There's a guy outside.
That shit
Look."
is creepy.
Guy outside. Look.
As Jojo shouts for him to leave, he backs up, but boldly continues, firmly standing in front of the door with his haunting blank expression, not saying a word. The man came out of nowhere so quickly that it could be
It
that
wasn't
he was
even out of
following
nowhere.
them
I
for a
saw him
while,
when he was walking
or
on the
perhaps was
sidewalk.
waiting
He
for
just
them to
saw an
return.
opportunity.
It's anybody's guess what
He's
would have
an
happened if the door
opportunist,
was
bro.
unlocked in time. But a pretty strong assumption would be the man was after Daniel, Jojo's young son. This footage was viewer submitted, and it was taken by their Ring doorbell in a nice, otherwise quiet neighborhood in the Netherlands. The viewer was in bed on an ordinary night when he heard noises on the roof. Thinking it could have been an animal, he ignored it and went to sleep. The next morning, this was the footage he found after seeing the notifications from his Ring doorbell from the night before. In the video are 3, maybe 4 young men trespassing on his property, 2 of them climbing the roof, while the other of the 3 who were visible, whispering to 1 or more people out of view of the camera.
What the fuck is... Buddy's scaling walls and shit. What the hell?
Luckily, this was a cold night and all the windows in the house were closed because it was clear they were trying to burglarize the house when scratch marks were found on 2 of the upstairs windows, as if someone was attempting to lift them open. Given that there were 3 or 4 of them, they could have posed a serious threat if they were to have entered the home. After viewing the video, the viewer made sure to keep his windows all locked the following nights, and a few nights later, he woke up to the sound of someone attempting to open a downstairs window, this time not caught by the Ring camera. The footage was submitted to the police in hopes that they could identify them based on their faces. I was asked to blur their faces by the viewer, just so that if any of the perpetrators were to see this video, they wouldn't come back to the house again for any type of revenge. This one is perhaps one of the simpler yet scarier clips caught by a doorbell camera, despite how quick it is. Not many details are known, like where this took place, but this was uploaded by the neighbor of the owner of the Ring camera. In the video, we see in the dead of night a masked, young-looking man approach the front door of the house with a gun in his hand, stand there for only a few seconds, clearly contemplating what he was about to do, then backing out probably in fear and leaving. The owner of the house didn't know who this was, but this was probably a person working up to an armed robbery, possibly having his sights specifically on this house. Of course, without all the details, that's just speculation, and there could be a whole lot of other explanations as to what's going on here. However, regardless, the chances of this guy or any other person with a gun coming back shouldn't be taken lightly. And that kind of footage should be submitted to the police immediately.
Yeah, that shit's creepy as shit. That would be crazy as shit to see some shit like that on your Ring doorbell camera. But the thing about it though is at least he thought about it. Like I'm glad to see that there's still some criminals out there that are thinking, using their thonkers, you know what I'm saying? Because he definitely, he was not with the shits, bro. He thought about it. He was like, you know what? This is not worth it. You know what I mean? And he went away. So hopefully he changed his life and got some shit together and you know, just figured it out. You know what I mean? And stopped trying to rob people and shit. Anyways, man, y'all let me know what you thought about that down in the comments below. Shout out to Mr. Nightmare. If you guys haven't checked out Mr. Nightmare, go check him out. Got a bunch of crazy story videos, you know, compilations of scary stuff, Ring doorbell shit, you know, crazy stories, just a whole bunch of shit. So yeah, catch you on the next one. Peace. Oh, and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Peace.